who am I? I'm a psychic medium. I am a clairvoyant. I am an empath. I read energies from the living and from the dead, between humans, animals, aliens, plants, the earth itself, and anything else in between. I can plug into those energies and I can read them either close up or from a distance. I don't have to be looking at the person. I can pick up on their energies. I can walk down the street and look at someone, or just walk past someone and just feel that they're sad or depressed, or they, are in grief, they have lost somebody, or that they have spirits hanging around them, or that they have attachments, either light and love attachments or dark attachments. And in feeling the dark attachments, there definitely is a completely different lower vibrational energy with those, and also with the lighter vibrations, it is a very tingly, beautiful, loving energy that you can feel. So that's really interesting for me. Now, being an empath is really interesting because as a child, I would always feel sad for things that were hurt or dying or things on TV or the news. I found it really, really hard to sit there like my parents and watch these stories, these hideous, horrific stories about people or animals that got hurt or killed. I just couldn't bear it, to be quite honest. With movies, I wasn't as bad. I don't love or like watching certain ones that seem too real because I tend to plug into it too much, and I can actually, what I call is a gift, some people call it a curse or a hindrance, is being an empath, such as I can actually feel the feelings of another, of a spirit or a person or an animal, the earth, either from a distance or close up. So I can actually feel your feelings as if they are my own. That is a true empath. You can pretend to be an empath. Now, having empathy and being an empath is two entirely different things. So what we have is, being empathic is, let's say certain people are very, very disconnected and dissociated with other people's stress, trauma, pain, worry, anything like that. They can just get on with life, going after whatever they need to go after, and they can tread all over everybody else to get what they want. They can dump people without feeling any remorse or guilt or shame, or basically they don't have feelings, they don't connect with emotions. So for these people, they're not empaths. They are, I call them narcissists. It is a term that we use for certain people. Of course, there is different types of narcissists. You've got narcissists that are psychopathic, sociopathic. You've got just narcissists that are just want to hurt other people. Like, they just actually go through life it's as if they come here to Earth to inflict pain on others. And it's like, if you look at it in a psychic way, I would say that being psychic, I know that these are lessons that we need to learn as empaths and as light workers. I call them the darkers. They're not all bad. Some of them are okay, but there's certain ones that are just, they actually have an energy of evil, an energy of dark, unclean energy. Like, it's like they have a mission and they know what it is, and they just want to cause harm. But in the way of looking at it in my eyes, I see it as a way for us to grow, to be around those people, or to be in a relationship or friendship or in a workplace with these people. We definitely can learn from them, and we do. Often, unfortunately, light workers and empaths and narcissists are very attracted to each other, and that is because of a higher level of learning, a higher level and a journey of awakening for both sides. Now, you won't get your narcissist changing, awakening, or anything like that. They just stay the same their whole life, and they probably get worse as time goes on. Even though they've been in pain and whatnot, they'll use that to fuel their anger and rage and just being nasty. So then they take it out on everybody else, what someone has done to them, unfortunately. So when you get with a narcissist, you're probably getting with someone with major difficulties, major issues, trauma. Maybe both or one of their parents was a narcissist, maybe their grandparents were, their teachers were, their, people around them were. So if they're a narcissist, they're usually born like that. You're born a light worker and you're born an empath, and you're also born a narcissist. You don't become one, in my experience, in all the research I've done, living through it myself, having boyfriends like that. They tend to have their own agenda, and us light workers and empaths, all we want to do is fix people, heal them, help them. We usually end up being a nurse or a healer or a teacher, or something that really helps society and humans and animals. Usually work in animal care as a vet nurse or something like that. Narcissists usually become vets because they can switch off from the pain of another, such as an animal. And if someone comes in upset, crying or whatnot, they seriously can't figure out, they can't feel that. But as soon as I'm around someone who's upset or depressed, I immediately absorb that and feel it. And it feels like my own emotions. So most of my life I actually thought I was pretty crazy and very emotional, but I wasn't like that when I wasn't around people. I was only like it when I was around a lot of different types of people with different issues. So I've learnt that, like, being psychic, you have to really learn along that journey what are our emotions. One of the main things is, as a base camp, as a foundation, as a psychic and an empath, and whatever work we're going to do with that, what we have to do is learn our pattern. So learn what we are, who we are, how we tick, how we feel when we're not around other people, or when we're not watching the news, or when we're, in fact, I seriously want to say that watching the news is not good for you. What you take in through your eyes and ears and what you're around as a human will affect you. You will absorb it, even if you don't want to, and you think, oh, I'm blocking that. Well, you're not. If you're an empath or a light worker, you won't be cutting it out. In fact, you need to learn how to block it, and trust me, it's hard. I can't do it. I try really hard to do it. One of the ways I do it is, though, I don't look at the person, or I don't look them in the eyes. I don't get too close to them. I don't touch them. If they're in a really bad way or in a negative energy or a lower vibration, I won't go near them unless I've had absolute 100% protection with the white light, with breathing, with meditation, with closing off of my chakras and my aura. It's really important to protect your energy. You need to protect your energy. in doing so, you won't be so affected and pick up other people's, I call it garbage, so, because that's what it is. And sometimes they project that onto you because they're trying to get rid of it off themselves. Not in the way an empath does, but they do it in a way of, they actually kind of want to harm you and they want to get rid of their stuff as well, but it's mainly just their guilt or shame. They don't want to get better from it. They don't want to change, they don't want to be better people, is what I'm trying to say. Whereas we do always want to be better people, and we're always striving for that. And as an empath and a psychic and a light worker, we do that. So what else I do is I can pick up an object and I can read that energy off that. I can start to use my clairvoyance, which is my seeing in my mind, visual, such as your dream state, your daydreaming, that's your visual. So you can see it in your mind's eye if you close your eyes, even if you have your eyes open. You can hear things. You can hear things within your head or outside of it. That is audio. You've got taste. You can taste things psychically. You can feel things, as in physically or emotionally. So you can feel things. And the last one I like to point out, which I have a lot of, is knowing. You know what something is, or you know how that spirit died, or you know who owned this ring. You hold it in your hand and you know who owned this ring. You can see a lady with black hair, brown eyes, 65 years old, 5'2", and whatnot. So you can hold an object and do that. You can also, I also do psychometry with, when I walk in a building, I can feel the energy that was there. I get tingling all over. I get sensations of panic, anxiety. I'm feeling the feelings of who was there last because they left an imprint. They left an imprint of their arguments or their sadness or depression or anxiety. I can pick that up. So what I've had to do is try to learn not to actually pick it up, to be able to read it without taking it on board. So yeah, that's a feat in itself when you're a powerful empath like me, which I do not brag about because it's been the hardest thing I've had to deal with in my life. Feeling things that aren't mine, I don't feel is very fair, but I am that, so I have to accept it and learn to cope with it, and I've had to learn to manage it, and that's why I want to teach others how to do that too. The next thing is, I'm a medium, so I can speak to spirits, they speak to me. We speak in ways of, they can send me pictures. For instance, I had a couple of years back now, I was just sitting on the lounge, or I was walking up and down the hallway. Next minute I heard this, it's not like a normal voice though, like it was a girl popped in my head, and I saw her face. I saw what she looked like, mainly her head and top of the shoulders and neck, and she was talking so fast and telling me all this stuff, how she got murdered, she was missing at the time and presumed murdered, but no one really knew. So she came to me 6 months into a missing person case. Now, she's very popular, I won't name her. She came to me and I was pretty much in shock about it because I was like, this is loud. And I knew she wanted to tell her story, so I wrote it down. I wrote down everything she told me. I got a map out. I looked for her body. Where was the body? She wanted to show me and tell me everything, so I documented that. And then I kind of was in shock about it because it was so hectic, and she talked to me for 3 hours, and yeah, it was intense. She told me that 3 guys had murdered her, and one of them was a boyfriend, and the other one was her ex-boyfriend, and all this stuff. And I was to be quite honest, I was actually really upset about it, and I didn't know how to deal with it, because this was not the first time I spoke to spirit, but when I spoke to one that was murdered like that. And yeah, and 6 months later, she came to me again and pretty much said to me, if you don't ring the police, I'm not going to leave you alone. So I did ring them, and I told them what happened, and they eventually found her body, and they caught some of the people that killed her or was involved in it. So that was an awesome one. But what I did, I was seeing pictures of her in my head. I saw her face. I heard what she was saying to me. I told her to slow down talking, because she just spoke so fast. And it was just too fast for me to understand it. So that case was 4 years ago now. And I was pretty happy with myself about that. But it was intense. Like, it was majorly intense. So things like that can happen. They can just pop in your head and just start telling you stuff, and you think, you know that isn't you. And you know for 100% fact that is not your mind telling you this stuff. You can see them in your head, or you can visualize them in your real eyes, or you can hear them talking to you. They want you to write something down. They want you to listen. They need you to go somewhere and find something. That can happen to you. So that happens to me. Now, when you're going through major stuff in your life, such as big changes, breakups, grief, whatnot, all sorts of moving house, all types of things that happen. If that's a really big drama and you're going through a lot of down emotions from that, you probably won't be able to work as a psychic in that time, because you'll just be too bogged down in all that stuff. That's what's happened to me. So we need to be very stable and calm and cleansed. I like to say that I'm going to teach you the beginnings of how to be psychic, and it's going to be very in-depth and slow, because you need to learn how to do it properly, how to cleanse, how to be protected. So the next thing is, you need to eat healthy, drink a lot of water, eat vegetables and fruit, juice regularly. You want to have vitamins. You want to not have drugs, alcohol, gambling, or addictions clogging up your aura, clogging up your channel. You need your channel clear, and physically, spiritually, mentally. Okay? It's really important. I'm going to teach you one way to clean your channel right now. So sit there or lie there. Close your eyes. Breathe in and out. Your breathing connects to your soul. Your breathing connects to the earth. Breathe in the light and love of the divine God, your creator. Breathe it in. See the light above you. Breathe that in. Feel that beam of light going through your channel, which is through the middle of your body. See that channel go into the earth's crust, right through to the middle of the earth. Breathe in. When you breathe out, let go of all that doesn't serve you. Let go of all your worries and stresses. You don't need that anymore. This is a sacred space you're creating for your psychic work. There is a large blue crystal in the middle of the earth. See that now. Breathe in that crystal's energy, that healing, strong crystal energy. Breathe that into your soul. Breathe that into your feet, into your chakras, into your body. Now breathe out. Breathe in the light. Breathe out all that doesn't serve you. Breathe out all blockages in your channel right now. Breathe in. Breathe out Let it go. See it going out of you in whatever form it needs to. Rocks, dirt, leaves, whatever clutter form that takes. Let that go. Get that out of you now. Flush that out with pure white light from above. It's your divine, pure, loving light. It is a spiral of energy spinning at the top of your head. Let it shoot through your channel right now into the earth, sending all that you don't need, all of the clutter, all of the garbage, all of the blockages, sending it into the earth where it will be transmuted into love and light and fertilizer to feed the earth. In and out. You are grounded now. That was a very quick visualization and cleansing to cleanse your channel. I'm going to leave it at that for now for this number 1 podcast. Next lesson will be more in depth and I will teach you how to do protection. Thanks guys for joining me, and don't forget, being psychic is not a scary thing. It's actually something that is really awesome, and don't be scared of it, because having fear doesn't help anything, and it just creates lower vibrations. And if you ever are fearful, just admit it. Just say, I'm scared. That takes the power out of it. And once that acknowledgement's made, you'll feel relieved. You'll feel very relieved. Also, I'm going to end on one last thing that just popped in my mind for you. Your intuition. I'll go into more in depth with it later, but your intuition is very important. It's your gut feeling. You normally feel this in your body. You can feel it anywhere in your body, wherever your intuition connects with you. So your solar plexus is usually where people get a little tickle in their tummy and whatnot, and it lets them know that something's not right. So you need to listen to that. If you're hanging around a certain person and you're getting this tickly feeling, and you might even get a voice with your spirit guide saying, get away from here right now. That's happened to me so many times. And I used to not listen to it when I was young, but now I listen to it and it saves my life. So try to listen to that, please. It's very important that you do that. Don't dismiss your gut feeling, even though you've got people around you that are telling you something completely opposite. And if you don't agree with doing something, do not do it. Don't let anyone force you or make you do something you don't want to do, okay? I'm going to leave it at that. Thanks for joining me. And the next podcast will be soon, in about a week. So, thanks guys. Take it easy, be loving to yourself. Bye-bye.